The time has come, hasn't it? For those who don't know the painful sentence I'm uttering, not too long ago, I made a video about the SRPG 1 update. I have to play the sequel, don't I? I love Temple Relic for Serpent's Turn. I love it even more if you play it. The Temple Ruins is why I exist to this day. You've got to be kidding me. Well, after being stranded at sea for 37 days, our good friend Louis has returned and he heard a rumor about some artifact. So Louis did the most logical decision he could think of and yapped to the townspeople. He ended up with 6 quests. These quests involve Louis saves some woman's cat. Louis clears out a forest. Louis does a builder's job for him. Louis goes fishing. Louis fixes a fence because the builder's too busy waiting for Louis. Louis helps a witch 3 times. Louis helps this fisherman slash hunter slash adventurer kill 5 grizzly bears with a makeshift wooden sword. Louis also goes in a haunted tomb and kills a poltergeist. Poltergeist? Poltergeist? Whatever, a ghost. But in return, Louis gets his favorite, mom-baked strawberry pie, so it was all worth it in the end. Anyway, Louis ends up capturing chickens and setting off in a random direction with his raft. Louis eventually falls down a waterfall and lets out the manliest scream I've ever heard. Also, real quick, I just want to give an honorable mention to myself for jamming in the background while I was playing this game. It's playtime. Yeah, it's playtime. Anyways, upon falling down the waterfall, Louis loses all of his items. So what he has to do is he has to pick up these logs. Wait. No, he lost the bomb-baked strawberry pie! Well, anyways, Louis goes into a slime cave and starts killing slimes. He also gets himself a sword, and he uses the remnants of his raft to build a fence and a campfire. Well, you do you, Louis. Louis also makes himself a shovel and digs up rocks to the right of his camp so he can access a new part of the island. He also digs up worms and uses those worms to make a fishing rod. Louis then has to make torches with fish oil, and then he makes his way into this cave with lots of bats and puzzles. Puzzles? What? And then when he gets past the puzzles, he has to fight a demon at the end. Because of course there's a demon at the end. I mean, what cave doesn't have a demon in the end? In return, he gets a bat idol and places it at the end of the slime cave so he can get to the other side. Why did he do all this? For a metal axe head. You know, I'm utterly surprised because Louis managed to make an axe from scratch back on the island, so congratulations, Louis, you have officially lowered your IQ. Anyways, after Louis made the axe, he went ahead and chopped down a few trees and made his way to yet another village, where he did the most logical decision he could think of and yapped to the townspeople. He ends up with 4 quests. These quests involve getting Amphora for this guy, clearing out a graveyard next to the village because the villagers thought it was scary, exploring this tower in the desert where we have to defeat this guy that I'm sure won't be important in the future, and of course making a copper sword for this magician. I also forgot to mention a few other quests that I had to do, such as gathering dark energies for this librarian and capturing these eyeball creatures. I also had to gather these plants in this jungle. There was also this larvae quest from the magician, but yeah, that's it. So now is when you might be wondering what I actually got from all of these quests. Well, my friends, Louis got poison. Yes, it's just poison. But he used it to his advantage and put the poison on this vine so he could access the jungle. Well, anyways, after entering the jungle, Louis enters this little cave behind a waterfall and picks up an engraved tablet. He sends the tablet to this librarian, and the librarian says that there are 4 figurines, and Louis needs to get these 4 figurines to access the second part of the jungle. The librarian gives Louis one of these 4 figurines, and the rest of the 3 are up to him. So this isn't entirely true. Louis has to fight this octopus first, and then the librarian gives him these figurines. And then Louis unlocks the recipe for the worst freaking item in the entire game. This item is the reinforced rope. And the reason why I hate it so much is because the crafting recipe for this is so hard. You need honey, vines, spider webs for strong rope, and on top of that, this will only give you like 2 reinforced ropes in the end. And you have to do this to get bridges, which means you need so many of these, and they suck. So actually, real quick update here, you don't need them to craft bridges, but you do need them to craft a different type of bridges, which is the rope bridge. And the rope bridges do require reinforced rope. And unfortunately, we are going to be making a lot of rope bridges. So anyways, the librarian actually gives us something else, the temple key. And the temple key we use to unlock a temple in the jungle. So in the temple, our boy Louis gets some iron gloves and fights this troll for a metal detector. Anyways, my friends, Louis exits the temple and uses his good old metal detector to craft himself some iron armor and an iron sword. Anyways, after that, Louis crafts a bridge. Louis also crafts a rope bridge and uses it to get to this part of the island, and uses some more poison to poison these vines. With this, he enters a pirate ship. But all of the pirates are kind of skeletons. So, anyways, this is where Louis will be getting his next figurine. He kills this captain here for a key, and then uses the key to get into the second level of the pirate ship. On the second level, he gets to the third level, where he starts using up torches. He gets a figurine. Finally, but not before fighting a boss. Okay, so I made this sound a lot easier than it was. I actually died like 1,000,000 times on this ship, and I ran out of torches like 1,000,000 times too. Anyways, after that, Louis placed a bridge right here and fought these log guys to get another figurine. Anyways, after that, I had to go do this stupid treasure thing, which required me to do a bunch of treasure, but at the end it gave me this simple hammer, so I'm not complaining. After that, Louis had to go back into these bat caves because there were these like iron things, and yeah, Louis needed iron, and yeah, this was just another cave that he had to go to for more iron. So yeah. Louis also ended up placing a bridge here so he could access the second part of the temple and another part of the jungle too. Unfortunately, Louis needed poison, so he had to get poison again from the magician and return to these vines. But Louis ended up getting a figurine from it, so it was all worth it in the end. Louis also entered this bear cave so he could get bear meat and bear teeth for combs, and also food. Now with his 4 figurines, Louis opened the gate and got to the second part of the jungle and entered chapter 6, the temple ruin.
Just shut up, dude. Let the viewers watch.
Well, now that we got rid of that guy, Louis has to find 4 more figurines, but they're bigger, so they're called statuettes now. Anyway, Louis then makes his way to the first real dungeon, the Earth Cavern, where he fights these worms, I guess earthworms technically, but they've got a big mouth, and yeah, they kind of look like that one guy from The Intruder. So anyway, Louis goes ahead and defeats them, and he makes his way to titanium. There's titanium here, actually. There is titanium here, and he uses the titanium to craft some cool stuff. And then he defeats this boss, the Earth Golem, to get the statuette of Earth. Anyways, after that, Louis made his way to the water temple, which actually requires a rope bridge and a normal bridge to get to, so that was hard to make. But there was also this stuff called pure water, which let me pick it up with my amphora, so yeah, that was cool. You basically needed to craft sulfuric acid, I'm pretty sure. I'm not entirely sure, I'll have to double check that. But anyways, after a lot of wandering around, Louis managed to get to the water boss. And he killed the water boss, which looked like an eye, much like the alien from the last game. So he got the statuette of water. After that, he made and placed a titanium bridge to access the next temple. So on his new quest to tackle the fire temple, he appreciated anything except fire skulls. Wait, are those fire skulls? Oh, come on! Well, at least Louis got these new shiny gold gloves. Anyways, after lots of struggle and killing many fire skulls, Louis finally got to the final boss, which was this demon thing, like another demon thing. And, of course, he got the statuette of fire. Anyways, Louis also sat around here and gathered some sulfur. And after that, Louis crafted batteries for a fully charged metal detector, which he could use to detect nails around the world. After that, Louis crafted explosives. And this is why I got confused in the last game, because in this game we use explosive to explode gold caverns. So then Louis can collect his gold. In the previous game, doing that would just give us a heart. But now we know, so yeah. So, after some golden tools and armor making, Louis made his way into the next place. He exploded this cavern here and walked into this plateau so he could defeat some griffins for their claws, letting him able to make some fabric for ship sails. After this, he could make his way into the next temple, the air temple. So our boy Louis does it. After lots of confusing mazes, lots of keys, lots of locked doors, and lots of buttons, Louis finally makes it to the next demon thing, beats it, and finally the statuette of air. So then he places all 4 statuettes onto the thing and opens the door and fights a dragon, which is a long and hard fight. But once he finally finishes, he does it. He gets the artifact. But this isn't over. Louis still needs to get back to his hometown and confront his nagging mare with a ship. So Louis goes out to make the ship and for some reason uses an artifact for it. I've got no idea what the point of this was. And with his ship, he goes ahead and talks to the librarian, of course, because, you know, we always talk to the librarian. And the librarian says he might know how Louis can get back to his hometown. But first, 6 parchments need to be collected. So, Louis uses his ship and goes to different parts of the world to get these parchments. And he brings these parchments back to the librarian, who explains that the secret passage to his hometown is actually right next to the Batcave. Yeah, it was there this whole time. But anyway, we go back to the Batcave and we enter through this tome where we defeated the poltergeist or poltergeist or whatever the heck. So Louis goes to the mayor, who accepts him with open arms, of course. And we have a nice little ending dedicated to Louis' story. And with that, Louis has been looking for the artifact for 82 days, 11 hours, and 55 minutes. Overall, I love this game. It was very grindy, and I had to cut out a lot of the grinding, but it was a good one. 10 out of 10 recommend.